How's it going, everyone? It's the final render here, and welcome to another Fallout 76 camp building video. Today, I'm going to be showing you camp building glitches that will amaze your friends. There's been a lot of new players coming to Fallout 76 recently with the new Xbox Game Pass, so there's a lot of people who are just getting into camp building who don't know a lot of these cool glitches and stuff like that. Not only that, but I've had many people over the course of 2 years or so I've been doing 76 building videos to explain some of the glitches I use rather than just demonstrating how to do them in a camp build tour. So therefore, we're going to be doing a video on some of the coolest glitches that you can use. Now, important thing to note is that a lot of these are catered to new players and some of them are much more advanced with their techniques. So if you know some of these glitches, good for you, but there'll be many new players who don't. So let's get started with some of the coolest camp building glitches that will amaze your friends. So let's start with one of the most simple and one of the most powerful glitches inside Fallout 76 for camp building. And that is what is going to be called a rug glitch. And what rug glitches do is that they allow you to move objects much closer to each other or even slide objects under others in order to save space and make some cool decorations. Let me demonstrate my point here. Here we have a little kitchen area here. We've got a chair and a table and a cooking station. But if I want to slide this chair under the table, the game doesn't let me because the game will only allow me to place things on top of each other, not under things. So, you know, as you can see, the chair just wants to go to the top of the table. And the same for the cooking station here. If I want to move this cooking station really close to the table, the game just doesn't let me. Because every time you move something near the table, it wants to go on top rather than underneath. So how do we fix this? We're going to use rugs. Now, if you're someone who's played a lot of Fallout 4, then you'll definitely recognize this kind of camp building glitch, or settlement building glitch, as they were called there. Essentially how this works is that Fallout 76 only really recognizes most of the physics of the object you are holding when you place it in the camp system. So therefore, I can place this chair right on the edge of this floor rug right here. And then I can pick up that floor rug with the chair attached. Pretty simple, right? But as I said, since the game mostly recognizes the physics of the object I am holding, not the object attached to the object I am holding, I can slide this chair underneath, because the game is looking at the physics of the rug, not of the chair. So therefore you can actually slide the chair under the table and it looks all nice and tidy. One problem with this glitch though is that you can't actually remove this rug once you've actually got it placed there, because if you do, it will remove the chair as well. We do have a glitch later on in this video which will show you how you can place a table and chair set down without a rug, so in order to save budget and stuff like that. But the same will work for other things, like a cooking station for example. Often inside Fallout 76 you want to place objects near each other, but the game just won't let you. You know, if I try to place this near the table, it just says no. However, if I place it on a rug, I can move this cooking station much closer than originally I was able to. You know, it's pretty simple overall. In fact, we can maybe mess around with it to try to get it even closer. You know, we can just place it upon the rug. Any rug will do, big or small. However, smaller ones do tend to be easier to hide inside your camp if you don't want them visible. There we go. And now we can move that much closer. See, we can even almost glitch the little pipe in there just a little bit. Pretty simple overall, right? And that's rug glitching. Next up, we're going to take a look at how you can build interior walls with wallpaper on each side. This is something which a lot of players have been asking for, because you'll probably notice that when you are building your rooms inside your camp, when you place down a wall, one side will have the material of the outside of the wall, and one will have the inside, which you can put wallpaper on. But not the other side. It's kind of rubbish, right? It really messes with the design, and it means you'll often have really nasty looking walls on the inside of your camp. How many times have you gone to a camp and you have seen people with just wooden walls like this inside their camp, but they have a wallpapered interior on one side of it? You know what I mean? So how do we fix this so we can get wallpaper on each side? It's actually very simple, and it's using a fundamental flaw with, well, not a flaw, using a flaw, an issue with the brick walls, in particular the brick door frames. Now, I have no idea why this is the case, but for some reason brick doorways are very different to other walls in the sense that you can place one down and then you can actually flip another one onto the other side. So therefore we have essentially 2 walls on 1 seam in the middle. And that's actually pretty good, you know, it means you can have the interior of a wall on each side, and it will only work with the brick doorways. And then of course you can just put wallpaper on each of them, and then you are happy. But final render, sexy man, I hear you shout, what if I don't want to have a doorway there? Well, of course, in Fallout 76, you don't need to keep a doorway there. You can then replace it with a brick wall afterwards. So you see, now we have actually got wallpapers on each side of our interior buildings. It's a very simple thing, and it makes designing interiors much, much nicer. Only issue with it is that it does mean you use up a lot more walls, and of course you will have to get the brick building set in order to do that glitch. But it's fantastic, and I absolutely love it. And that's building walls with wallpapers on the interiors. Next up, let's look at how you can have much wider foundation stairs. Now, this is something which I actually found out quite a while ago, and I haven't seen many other builders do this, but it's actually quite an effective thing you can do. So if I go and place a foundation and attach some stairs to it, those are the stairs we're going to have. You know, they've got big gaps on each side. It doesn't look very nice. And if we want to essentially extend it, then we will always have a problem to where we have stairs which don't exactly line up properly. There's always going to be a big gap in the middle like that. And that's absolutely hideous. I mean, there are other ways around it, of course. Like the wooden ones are a bit longer just by natural. And also there is a stairway set in the Atomic Shop which doesn't have a gap. That's part of the Contemporary Home Bundle. Really, really nice one, that is. However, you do have to pay for that one. So, how do we actually get this to work so we can have much wider stairs which don't have gaps in the middle? It's actually quite simple to do this one, and it involves tricking the foundations into thinking that they don't have stairs attached to them anymore. It's very, very bizarre. So what I am going to do is place some foundations right here. I've actually got a 2x3 grid here. What I'm going to do is delete the middle ones. The reason I have done this is because I need 2 foundations to place the stairs on, but I also need 2 here to walk on, because having like level ground is essential to getting this glitch to work neatly. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is place some stairs onto the foundation. And that's pretty good, right? You know, I've got it to work. There's stairs attached to it. But let's, for argument's sake, say I want to move this foundation and attach other stairs to it. I can do that, but it won't let me place it down again. It says the stairs will be inaccessible. So in order to fix that, what you do is you place another foundation next to it. In fact, I'm going to actually see if I can place a foundation there, just to make it easier for myself. Will it work? Yes, it will. So now that this foundation I'm looking at right now, the one highlighted green, has another foundation attached to it, I can move this foundation and place it down again. So what I'm going to do now is hands off the mouse, or in the console's sake, you'll want hands off the right stick, pick it up, and then just go to the right. Slide to the right, you know, just like you're doing the cha-cha slide. And then just tappity-tappity-tap until eventually it has come separate from the other foundation. And you want to give it quite a bit of space, really. You want to get it pretty wide out there so that it is actually going to fill that gap which we get from the steps if you do this normally. A good thing to do is you can actually see there is a grey highlighted foundation, kind of a translucent one. Use that as a reference to see if you're still straight. And now that that is there, we can then, in theory, assuming I haven't messed this one up, attach some stairs to this foundation. Sometimes you do have to redo this one a couple of times in order to get it right. You know, often camp building glitches aren't exactly easy. They are just, you know, possible. So let's just go and try moving out a little bit more like that. See if it works now. Boom! Look at that. Now I can attach some stairs to that other foundation. And in order to actually fill it up, I just need to grab this one and place it back there. Boom! Now we have got much wider stairs with no gap in the middle. You know, you can then go and carry on building like that if you wanted to. You can go and put all those there and it looks absolutely fantastic. And that's how you have wider foundation stairs. So for the final glitch we're going to look at in this camp. Oh look, there's someone on my bed. Hello there, matey. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. We're going to look at shelf stacking. As you can see here, we have loads of item stacks on a shelf. Now, as we mentioned earlier, that's impossible inside Fallout 76 typically, because whenever you place items, on top of other things. They go on the top, but they can never go underneath. You can only stack things higher up. So how do we fix this? It's actually very simple. And it involves using a strange phenomena inside Fallout 76 to where placing items in tall mounds of dirt, like here, still allows objects to go green. And then when you place it, it raises up a little bit in order to compensate for the fact that it went into the ground a little bit, which obviously isn't meant to happen. So let's go and grab ourselves a shelf. Let's see what kind of shelves we have got. Oh, we've got a nice one here, a nice metal one here. Let's go with this one. Let's go and place this down. And let's, for argument's sake, say we want to have some plushies on this shelf. Let's go to my blueprint section where I've got lots of shelf items already blueprinted and ready to go. We've got the whole gang here. We've got all these plushies ready to go. We can place them on that shelf. Now, normally, they can only go on the top of that shelf. You know, they're stuck there. We can't actually do anything else with them. However, if we pick up this shelf and move it so the shelf starts to glitch into the dirt, but not actually go red, what happened there? I believe the reason why this happens is that when you place it in the dirt, the shelf wants to go up because, you know, it's not meant to go into the dirt. That's wrong. However, the plushies stay at the same height they were. So what this means is that you can sync items or merge items into each other by doing this. And the deeper you go into the dirt, the deeper the jump is. So therefore, I'm going to go in just a little bit at a time here in order to just make it a little small jump. As you can see here, these guys are only floating a few inches above. But that's pretty darn good. Right there, they are pretty much exact on that shelf. And now what I can do, if I want to, is I can then place some more items on the top. Let's say we have some flowers here. Boom! So now we have got items stacked onto shelves. And then we can pick up this shelf and we can move it wherever you want. And it's that simple. It's very, very bizarre, this glitch. But it's the only way to really get shelves which are fully stacked. It does take practice, I'm not gonna lie. It really, really does. But once you get enough practice, you can get some really fully stacked shelves and you can make some really, really cool designs with it. And also, one thing I would say is that you do definitely need to have a camp which has some earth in it. If you don't have the earth, which is kind of like a hill, a slope, then you're very unlikely to get this to work. However, we're in West Virginia. The place is hilly like crazy, so you should be able to do this somewhere in your camp. If you search hard enough, you should eventually find a little spot where items do glitch into the dirt. Like, that's a pretty darn big one right there, for example. One warning I would say, though, is that if you do go too deep, say if these plushies went a little bit too far down, you gotta start again. However, that's not a problem because you know how to do this glitch and you are going to absolutely amaze your friends when you start doing these shelves in your camp. Okay gang, so there were a few really cool camp building glitches that will amaze your friends. I know dozens of camp glitches in order to build some of the best camps in Fallout 76, so therefore make sure you subscribe if you want to see more camp building glitches, but those are some very cool ones. We had some very basic ones in there, but that last one actually was quite advanced. But therefore, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Oh, they're buying my camera film. Make sure you check out all the cool Patreon people in the description below who help support the channel with their financial donations. Yourself, of course, can also do the same. And thank you very much for watching. We're going to be doing much more Fallout 76 building content, lots of cool adventure mode questing, and lots of cool live streams. Until then, I've been the Final Render, and you've been the audience. Until next time, farewell. Bye-bye, gang. Bye-bye.